Ryan Upchurch. He's quite a notable figure, wouldn't you say? He emerged in the country rap scene, and his style, well, it quickly set him apart. It was a bold fusion, where country storytelling met rap rhythms. Known for being outspoken, he never really shied away from speaking his mind. This candid nature became his trademark, drawing many people to his music and persona. Upchurch cultivated a very large fan base. His followers, they felt a strong connection, often calling themselves the Creek Squad. His influence within the genre grew rapidly as he spoke directly to his audience. Many felt he represented their views. He seemed just like an ordinary person, and his music resonated deeply with a specific demographic. He was seen as a voice for them. His songs often explored country themes, with life in rural areas being a common topic. Hard work and rebellion featured too, paired with distinct rap beats. This combination was new for many, attracting a dedicated audience. His lyrics were frequently raw and unfiltered, and this directness was part of his appeal. Some found it refreshing, while others found it too abrasive. He carefully crafted an image, one of unwavering authenticity. He presented himself as a no-nonsense individual, and this was absolutely central to his brand. Fans believed he told it like it is, and this perception fueled his popularity. They admired his apparent fearlessness as he seemed unwilling to conform to expectations. This image was powerful and persuasive. Controversy often surrounded Ryan Upchurch. It sometimes seemed like he invited it. Public disputes were common for him, and he made many provocative statements online. This became an integral part of his public persona, and it certainly kept people discussing him. He was never one to avoid a fight, and his outspokenness, well, it was a double-edged sword. It gained him attention, both good and bad. Certain YouTube channels quickly defended him, and many online commentators supported his actions. They often said he was just keeping it real. He was portrayed as an anti-establishment figure, someone challenging the status quo, bravely fighting against established norms. A loyal group of supporters cheered him on, seeing his defiance as a strength. Consider his numerous online disagreements or recall his strong, often polarizing social media posts. These specific channels would interpret them, often framing his controversial words positively. They vigorously defended his freedom of speech, consistently praising his honesty. To them, he was a brave truth-teller, unafraid to be different. These supporters actively built a narrative, casting Upchurch as the victim. Cancel culture was identified as the main aggressor, with overly sensitive critics said to attack him unfairly. He was positioned as a voice for the voiceless, unafraid to be politically incorrect. This was the unwavering message from his defenders, standing by him through many storms. Then, a noticeable shift occurred. Ryan Upchurch began to distance himself, pulling back from some of these vocal allies. He seemed to step away from the constant online drama. Perhaps he wanted to focus more on his music, or maybe he was pursuing new business ventures. His direct engagement with these commentary channels lessened, and this change did not go unnoticed by his supporters. How did these channels initially react? Well, there was an air of confusion at first. Then, their general tone started to change. It was a gradual but definite shift as they began to openly question him. Was he still the same authentic Upchurch? His motives were suddenly under intense scrutiny. The once solid wall of support started to crack, and doubts began to creep into their commentary. A completely new narrative started to form. Upchurch had changed, these channels now claimed, or even worse, perhaps he had sold out. His past actions, once fiercely defended, were reevaluated. The old justifications and explanations disappeared quickly. Suddenly those same controversial acts looked very different. A critical lens was now sharply focused on him, and his every move was analyzed negatively. Criticism began to pour in, coming from these very same formerly supportive voices. They started questioning his musical direction and expressed doubts about his business practices. The enthusiastic praise they once offered completely vanished. It was a surprisingly swift and dramatic turnaround, showing that their previous unwavering loyalty clearly had its limits. The support was conditional, it seemed. The reversal in stance was undeniably clear. Not long ago, they praised his boldness. Now, they label similar actions as reckless. They once defended his controversial statements, but now, those exact words are deemed problematic. The inconsistency in their positions is stark, and it's very difficult to overlook this change. Their public stances shifted with surprising speed, making one wonder about their motives. The irony in this situation is significant. These channels now accuse Upchurch of lacking authenticity, yet their own consistency is demonstrably absent. Their support was evidently not steadfast. It appeared to be contingent on his engagement, not based on unwavering, genuine principles. This sudden shift raises many important questions. Who is truly being authentic here? This situation highlights a much broader issue. It's quite common within the country rap community, and we also see it in online commentary more generally. Public figures are often built up to great heights, then, just as quickly, they are torn down. This cycle tends to repeat itself frequently, driven by the pursuit of clicks and views. Genuine, principled support can seem very rare. So, what can we learn from this? Online alliances are often very fragile, and the concept of authenticity can be a performance. This applies not only to artists but to commentators and critics too. The audience is ultimately left feeling bewildered, trying to discern who is truly being real. The line between genuine expression and performative action becomes increasingly blurry.